Okay, got it. You're sitting in front of my favorite wall. I remember our
Yes.
first class was also here. I love this wall, really. It's beautiful. But I think the last time you told me the paintings, you bought those paintings, correct? Or did you do these
No,
paintings?
these are handmade, but
Handmade.
not by me. Yes.
Not mine. Yeah. But you purchased them from, oh, these are gorgeous. They're absolutely gorgeous, really.
Yes.
So where did you
Yeah.
purchase them from, Promila, if I may ask?
Um, from fine arts students.
Oh, oh, the
Yes.
students. You didn't purchase them from Amazon or anything of that sort. You actually purchased them from proper. Oh, well, no wonder. They're so beautiful, really. It's absolutely
Hmm.
amazing. But you got them framed on your own. Am I correct in
Yes,
saying this?
yes, 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 yes.
Okay. But they must have cost you an arm and a leg, no? Literally.
No,
Because, no? Because I thought fine art students means they're the professionals, no? So they would charge you a fortune, is
but
what I thought.
still, but no, no, not fortune. Like they are, means earlier they were part of our school, so they have that respect
Okay.
for teachers.
Yeah, yeah. Good. Well, not everyone does it, Promila, to be fair. So clearly you made a difference in their lives, which is why they still respect you and they did that for you. So that's nice. Good for you. Good for you. Promila, I want you to do something a little different. I've done this only with a few students, but not with everyone. Okay, so I just wanted to actually see if this would work out. What I want you to do is, you are aware that on the platform, unfortunately, we don't have the option of sharing material. That means sharing a video. If I want to make you read an article, for instance, I have to copy paste it in the chat box, straightforward. But if I want to show you a video, we don't have the option. So what I am going to do, however, is I am going to type for you the title of that video on YouTube, okay, in your chat box. So hear me
Okay.
out. It's a very simple thing. It's the video. I'll be typing out the title of that video and then show me the video on your phone. I'm guessing that you've logged in from your laptop. So if that's the case,
No,
your
no,
phone.
I'm using my mobile right now.
Do you have the option? Do you have a laptop or anything of that sort? So then we can't do this because if you use your phone to check the YouTube video, then you'll have to. This session will
Shift.
be on.
Yes, and yes, yes.
Okay. So in that case, let's do our speaking activity. The next time, Pramila, when we have a class, try to log in from your laptop if it's possible. If you have a laptop,
No, I have tab, but it's not possible
tab,
to log in from. Yes,
but you
I
can't
would
log in
try.
from.
No,
Yeah,
only from one. Either I have to log out from this, then only I
yeah,
can
that's fine. That's okay.
log.
You can just
I'm
log in
not tech
from.
savvy. I'm not tech savvy. I don't want to miss this English Yari in any ways.
On the tab, first of all, it's more user friendly because I'm also using a tab right now to speak to you. So the tab is a lot more user friendly. So what you can do is you can log in for a session from the tab, and then after that, in parallel, if you're watching a video, then you can watch the video from your phone. That's what I'm saying. If you want to
But
do
I
this
can
activity,
I can do that. Like in next session, I will whatever video you are going to tell me, I'm going to switch on my TV. My TV is smart TV.
if you have a smart TV, can we do that now? In that case,
What?
is it
But
possible?
it will waste the time. Either my
Okay.
son is sleeping, otherwise I would have asked him to log in there.
That's fine. So then let's forget about it. But the next time, remember, when we have a class, this is what we're going to be doing. We'll be doing a video session. So I won't explain about it right now because, anyways, we
Okay.
cannot do it. So let's do a speaking activity. Okay. So when we're doing the video thing, I'll explain to you how that works. For the moment, let's do a speaking activity. So I want you to imagine that you're on an island. You're marooned on an island. I think you're already aware of the word marooned. So
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
let's open up your chat box. So you're marooned on an island, okay, and you have the option, okay, of being with two celebrities. One celebrity is a celebrity or a public figure. We'll call it a public figure. We don't necessarily, because not all public figures are celebrities, if you know what I mean. And if you don't know what I mean, figure it out. I'm not going to help. So you have two celebrities, okay, or two public figures with you. One public figure is someone whom you have always wanted to meet all your life. And you have finally got the opportunity to have this person with you. I'm also going to be a little extra generous with you and allow this public figure to be either alive or dead. That is assuming that this is a dead public figure that you always wanted to meet. Let's assume that that person has been reincarnated. That means has come back to life just for this purpose, just for your purpose, just for Promila Vijayaraj. This person has come back to life. The other public figure is someone who you cannot stand, someone who you think is an absolute waste of space. I'm just being blunt. Someone who you think is an absolute waste of space. Your job right now, Pramila, and I'm going to give you right now, it's 11:38. I'm going to give you 2 minutes. Your job, Pramila, in 2 minutes, take 2 minutes. Don't tell me anything. Take 2 minutes. Think of both these public figures. Now, this public figure that you hate can also be someone who's either alive or dead. If it's a dead person, that person's also been reincarnated. You only have two options though, two public figures. You cannot have three, four people, only two people. Now, both these public figures, what you are supposed to do is you are supposed to tell me three questions each that you will ask these two public figures. You always wanted to ask these three questions. What are those three questions going to be? Is what you are going to tell me that you're going to ask both these public figures. Also, I want you to tell me why you love this particular figure so much and why you hate this particular figure so much. So, two tasks you have. First, you're supposed to tell me why you love them, why you hate them. Second thing is, what three questions will you ask each of them? That means totally 6 questions. Three each. Clear? Very simple task. So I'm going to set the timer on my phone. Let's open up our timer. You have 2 minutes on the clock. Your time starts now. Okay. We have another 20 seconds on the clock. And time's up. Ready?
Okay.
Go ahead, Pramila. You can get started.
Can you repeat the question? Then I will start my statement with that.
You are marooned on an island with two public figures. They could be alive or dead, but two public figures. One is someone that you always wanted to meet all your life, ever since you were a child, maybe. And the other one is someone who you find absolutely despicable. Despicable means someone you absolutely hate, abhor. You hate this person. So, what you're supposed to tell me is why you love this one person, why you hate the other person. 3 questions to ask the loved person, 3 questions to ask the hated person.
I always wanted to meet APJ Abdul Kalam, and I love him for his simplicity, dedication, and of course his intelligence. The three questions I want to ask from him: why he is so down to earth, what was the motivation behind his learnings, and how he utilized his time, like what was the secret timetable he followed. The next, the person whom I cannot stand or is just despicable for me is I haven't written the proper full name because like I have written terrorist.
Okay.
And so what transformed him to that stage, why he transformed from a common man to a terrorist, and the story behind
you,
his...
you don't wish to reveal the name of this person. That's what you're saying. Okay, that's fine. Okay.
What's the story behind his face or his actions rather? Can he be a nice person in his upcoming or next life?
Okay, interesting. All right. Anything else you want to say before we go further?
No, you just asked
Okay,
me to write three questions.
correct. Pramila, first of all, yeah, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. I think this is someone that a lot of people want to meet. You brought back some very fond memories. I remember listening to his speeches, and my brother who doesn't read bought an autobiography of his. That is the one book that
Wings
he
of
actually
Fire.
wrote. Yeah, that's it. There we are. So, and I remember, unfortunately, I don't have the book with me right now. I remember starting to read the book, and then I got sort of sidelined as always. And so the book is in my hometown. Now that you mentioned this, my parents are coming this weekend, and I have to ask them to bring that book for me. So you brought back some very fond memories. Thank you for that. So you always wanted to meet Dr. APJ because you admire his simplicity, his dedication, and his intelligence. Very good. Now you made a grammatical error. You said I want to ask from him.
To him.
Three questions. Ask to him. Correct. Ask to him is correct, but the more apt way of saying this was ask him
Mm-hmm.
or ask of him. The British English language uses this ask of him thing. So, three questions I want to ask of him is the first thing that you should have said. Second thing is, we were asking three. I wanted to hear, there was a reason behind me asking you this question. I want to know how you will format a question. So, the question that you
Okay.
said is, yeah. So, why he's so down to earth? Why don't you translate that into an apt question for me? The question that you exactly asked was why he's so down to earth. So, translate that into the right question.
What made him?
No,
Uh,
you are speaking to doctor. You are speaking to Dr. APJ. How are you going to ask? So imagine that I am the doctor. Ask me the three questions.
uh, Hello, doctor. How? Okay, this I need to change the first one. How he
All
was so
three.
simple.
All three. All three of your questions. Now you have to ask them in the first person because right now I am standing. I am Dr. APJ. I am standing in front of you. Ask me the questions.
Hello, doctor. I always admire you for your simplicity and your attitude towards others. I just want to ask how you are so down to earth. It is the same.
Okay. Next.
Uh,
Three
Next
questions.
is what is the secret behind your success? Can you share me your timetable? How I can utilize how you can you share your timetable? How you utilize your time so efficiently and productively?
Done. Anything else you want to say?
No,
Okay.
it's fine.
There, before we go to the most hated person, let's start off with this one. So you started off where you said hello, doctor. Okay, and so, but however, as we progressed, I noticed there was one word I was not clear with. Did you use the word etiquette or did you use the word attitude?
Attitude.
Attitude. Okay, so that was not very clear, but that's maybe just me. Okay, the first thing is again, the way you asked the question was grammatically a little incorrect. We'll get to that in a second. You said why you're so down to earth. That is the first. Sorry, not you. Why you? I think you asked how. I wrote it this way. How you're so down to earth. And then you asked about the secret timetable. Now, the last two questions, I felt that you sort of mixed it together. So if I was you,
Mm-hmm.
Pramila, yeah, this is what I felt. Clear cut. I wanted three questions. So how would we actually phrase? Let's find out. So, what I would say is, I admire your humility because you use the word simplicity. Humility would have been a better word because it encompasses simplicity and magnanimous attitude that he has. So, I admire your humility, okay? And you said your intelligence. I admire your humility and your intelligence. And your dedication is also something that you said. You said something about
Mm-hmm.
dedication. In the first part, you said dedication, and then after the second part, you said your attitude. So rather than saying admire, rather than starting off in a schoolgirl or a school student attitude, school student sentence form, what you could do is, I consider this a privilege. consider it privilege and honor to meet someone who is so down to earth, and absolutely start of I consider it privilege and honor. Completely off base, I apologize, I'm just typing it fast. But I consider it a privilege and honor to meet someone who is so down to earth, and someone who has absolutely no airs. No airs means no ego
Yes.
or no pride or anything of that sort. So that was one thing that you could have said. Additionally, your humility and your super intelligence are something I aspire towards. Yeah. Additionally, that is in addition, your humility and your super intelligence are something I aspire towards. That means I want to be something similar to you. I mean, obviously, it's very difficult to match up to your intelligence, but at least on par or at least reach at least somewhere close to that periphery. So I aspire towards it or I look up towards. Another way that you could have actually said. Okay, your super intelligence is something I aspire towards or look up to. Now, the three questions that I want to ask you. Number one, how do you manage? How do you manage to retain that down to earth quality of yours despite your position of authority? Because he was the former president of the country. Prior to that, of course, he had such a big position in the ISRO. So, he's always been in positions of authority all his life, correct? So, despite his positions of authority, or despite his big nature, or despite the where he was, how do you still manage to retain that down to earth quality of yours? Now, you can replace down to earth, since we've already used down to earth in the previous conversation. You could have replaced it with magnanimous. Now, magnanimous is someone who has a big heart.
Big heart, yes.
So you could have replaced the down to earth thing with magnanimous. So how do you manage to reach that magnanimous or that humility or the quality of humility despite the position of authority? Do you see how we have framed a question? This is what I want. A proper standard question.
Okay.
So far, are we okay? We've talked about him not having any airs. We've talked about him having a magnanimous attitude. We've talked about his sense of humility, his super intelligence. We aspire towards this. So you see the vocabulary that we have used so far. It's
Yes.
technically, when you look at it, it's actually very simple, but it's added a new life to the conversation. The conversation has taken on a life of its own. This is what I was aiming. Second thing that you said is you talked about your secret of success. What is the secret of your success? You combined that with the secret timetable. So let's keep both of things together. What, according to you, is this is a very simple way of asking this question, but what, according to you, is the secret of success? Very simple question. What, according to you, is the secret of success? However, if you want to spice it up or take it up to the next level, what I would say is there a pat formula for success. Yeah. Again, very simple. There a pat formula. So when you say pat, it's equal to a standard formula for success. You have a pat formula for success. Is there a pat formula for success? You can take it one step further and bring your profession to the fore because you are a teacher. As a high school teacher, can you give me or can you share your tips and tricks that I can give my students to ensure a successful career or a successful life?
Can you share?
As a high school teacher, can you share your tips and tricks that I can give my students to ensure a successful career or a successful lifestyle? Because the man was not just about a career, he had a successful life when you look at it, personally and professionally. At least to the world, anyways, that's the way he portrayed it. So here what we
Hmm.
are doing is we are personalizing the question, Promila. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Rather than making it as standard
Uh,
questions, you bring out your empathetic side. Yeah, tell me.
okay.
Tell me, you want to say something?
No, I was just inquiring that word, and you have written it there. Got it.
Ah, okay, got it. So ensure a successful career or a successful lifestyle. The last question was some grammatical errors. We talked about what was the secret. We started off with the first time you asked the question was correct, but what was the secret time? And after that, but the second time when I
Ma'am,
asked,
your voice is fumbling. I think there is network problem glitch.
is it
Sometimes in between, like while speaking.
okay? Is it better now?
Yes.
If there is any issue, let me know. Unfortunately, I cannot log off because there is it's the feedback time. If I log off, then I can't rejoin the session. That's
So
the only
please
issue.
repeat what you said earlier.
The last question that you asked about the secret timetable.
Yes.
Grammatically, that entire question was off, and in my yeah, and sorry, I didn't mean to hurt your feelings when I said that. The reason I said that was because you mentioned about the secret formula or a secret success. What is the secret to success that we can implement with our students? So in that context, the secret word could have been avoided. Instead of that, what you can say is suggest a timetable, or can you suggest a timetable that I can follow to implement with my students? Or can you suggest a timetable for my life or for my lifestyle that will ensure that I reach the pinnacle of success that you have attained? Or since he's no more, that you had attained. Can you suggest a timetable that I can follow to achieve the pinnacle of success? Pinnacle of success means the heights of success. This I think you're already aware of. The pinnacle of
Yes.
success that you had attained. So far, are we okay?
Yes. Yes.
The second question or the second person that you talked about, the most despicable man, okay, you pronounced his word incorrect. So I want you to pronounce his word once again.
Okay. What is despicable?
No. So this is a very this is a very common way that people pronounce it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, pronunciation it's despicable. Not I don't want to
This
despicable. No pickle.
despicable. Oh,
Ah, that's it. So to pickle, you're just adding an AV in the middle of it, so it becomes despicable. That's it. Most
despical. B
despicable.
means you want to say B is silent here.
No, no, no. B is not silent. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to make it easy for you. Pickle, the word pickle, they are adding an AV in the middle of pickle. So it becomes pickable.
Pickle. Pickable.
Ah,
Pickable.
that's it. Pickable. It's not pickable. That's what I'm trying to say. I know you want to say it as
Okay.
able because it's ABLE. It's not. Pickable. So it's
Pickable.
pickable. Yeah. Now rather than repeating the despicable adjective that I use, you could have also said someone I abhor with
Hmm.
all my life. You've heard this word also, I'm thinking. So someone I abhor with all my life is is a common man who turned into a terrorist, and I refuse to divulge his name. Divulge his name. I'm assuming it's a man. Yeah, I think you mentioned it was a man. So I refuse to divulge his name. Now, the three questions that I would ask him, number one would be, what propelled you to transform from an ordinary man into the most hated man ever? Propelled you. You see the words we're using? The way I want you to do. Simple yet professional. I'm not asking you to use
Hmm.
fancy top language, but simple language to make your foundation strong and to put your point across confidently. So, what propelled you to transform from an ordinary man into the most hated man ever? So, when we say ever, we're not saying that he's the most hated man in the world. He probably is. but at the same time, you're also keeping the room open for other hated personalities to take over. That's what I'm trying to say. So here, so we are transforming him from so what propelled you or what inspired you. But I would rather
Not
use the word
inspired.
yeah,
Yes, inspired is
yeah,
for positive things.
positive. So what propelled you to transform from an ordinary man into the most hated man ever? Number one. Okay. What prompted you to commit the despicable or unthinkable acts of terror? What prompted you? Now the next word we're using is prompt. Earlier it was propel, now we're using prompt. What prompted you to commit? There are a lot of typos.